I'm in the Gaspe Peninsula in the province of Quebec, and in this video I will be exploring the Gaspe Peninsula. I was doing some research on the Gaspe Peninsula, as I usually do before doing a video, and found that there's around 140,000 inhabitants on the peninsula. And wow, I am just loving it so far. Really beautiful spot. The biggest population center in the Gaspe Peninsula is actually a town or city called Gaspe, and I'm heading up there, and I'm going to spend a couple days in the Gaspe Peninsula traveling around. And it is a really beautiful area, really large area, kind of north of New Brunswick and on the south shore of the St. Lawrence River. And this footage here is us crossing from Campbellton, New Brunswick into Pointe-à-la-Croix, Quebec, which is on the southern part of the Gaspe Peninsula. I really found it amazing how the Gaspe Peninsula, how the residents live, is there's just small town after small town, especially on the south side of the Gaspe Peninsula. So everybody is close to water, and so many people have houses kind of right on the water or right across the street from the ocean. Another thing I found really great, and shout out to the province of Quebec for creating these, is it felt like every 5 or 10 minutes there was like a rest stop, often right on the water or with an amazing view. So it was like we just kept on stopping because there's so many great places to stop along the way, and whenever there was restrooms, they were very clean as well, so that was really nice. The Gaspe Peninsula is about the land size of the country of Belgium, and it's in a really interesting spot geographically. So the south side of the peninsula is on the Atlantic Ocean, and then on the north side is basically where the St. Lawrence River begins. I was really fascinated by the houses and the land here. You can see in this footage is everybody has a really nice piece of land. And as I mentioned earlier, so many people are either right on the water or right near the water. This road that we're on here and through most of our trip through the Gaspe Peninsula is Route 132, which is a coastal highway that circles the entire peninsula. And as you go, basically non-stop, it's just beautiful views of the coast and the fishing villages. The region's economy has traditionally been focused on fishing, agriculture, and forestry, but is now moving towards tourism. As you are driving around, you definitely see the word at restaurants la guédille au homard, which is a lobster roll, something to definitely try if you enjoy seafood. The summer months are definitely the high season here, and so you want to book your accommodations if possible in advance. As well, we were trying to book accommodations. A lot of them were full, and then a lot of the other ones were quite expensive. Finding the Gaspe Peninsula really interesting so far, and it's great. There's small towns kind of often, like every 10 minutes or so as you're driving, you seem to come into a town, and they all have kind of a different vibe. And there's also lots of these kind of like pull-off stops on the side of the road, like rest stops. And so it's great for pulling over and checking out the area, or grabbing a bit of footage, resting, stretching your legs. So this is the ocean. So on the southern part of the Gaspe Peninsula, you are on the Atlantic Ocean, And on the north part of the Gaspe Peninsula, you are on the St. Lawrence River. Caplan mon village. Dans mon village des bords des mers. Oh wow, this little trail, promenade littéraire, a literary walk. I love being in Quebec. It's just such a great appreciation of the arts. Many beautiful views so far. Pretty much everywhere along the drive so far has been beautiful to stop and just see the ocean, and there's actually mountains as well, more mountains than I would have guessed. Love the statue, super cool. If you like looking at beautiful old churches as well, the Gaspe Peninsula has an immense number of them. Every town has a beautiful looking church. This next stop that we made was a real surprise for a couple of reasons. The beach was really stunning, unexpectedly stunning, and what made it really interesting and unique, and even the locals were stopping and couldn't believe it, is this bird. In French it's called fou de bassin, and in English it's called gannet. Were dive bombing into the water for fish, like crazy dive bombing, and you could hear them like smacking into the water. So the first footage of this area here is just along the beach, and then all of a sudden these gannets started, I guess there's big school of fish, and they were going nuts, sending themselves in the water for these fish. One thing I can say about the Gaspe so far is it's just full of surprises. Wow, this amazing sandy beach is so calm and beautiful. It's just one thing after another. So many little towns and natural beauties. I think you could actually spend a really long time exploring this area. It's wonderful. I'm loving it. What an amazing place. Wow. I'm really loving it here. So amazing, so beautiful. And you just don't really know what's around every corner. Like, there's literally something beautiful around every corner here in the Gaspe. Here's where the gannets started doing their dive bombing. Really a interesting sight to see. Gulls are dive bombing into the water. One of the most unique pieces of nature you will ever see is on the Gaspe Peninsula, and it's located in Percy. This super bizarre looking rock in the water is a big attraction here. This is the town of Percy, and wow, does it ever have amazing views. This one is nice, but the one behind me is even much nicer. This is a beach about 20 kilometers or so outside of the city of Gaspe, where I stayed the night at a camping place called Griffin Adventure. I didn't really know much what to expect when visiting the Gaspe Peninsula, and wow, was it a surprise on the positive side. This is a destination that I will for sure be back to. I didn't have near enough time here, and I really loved it here, as I've mentioned. Please subscribe to the channel. It really helps the channel out, and I will see you in the next video.